Hello there, Trent. MegaMogwai here, and I got another Akko the Gathering video for you guys today, as we're going to be moving on from the Mythic Championship qualifier coverage onto an interesting couple of weeks, as we got to deal with this guy until November 18th, aka the next banned and restricted announcement, in which hopefully he'll go away. Hopefully he'll be banned from Standard and potentially Brawl as well, because why not? And we don't have to deal with Akko anymore, because this is one of the most oppressive Standard metagames that I've personally been a part of. It's pretty crazy how prevalent Akko, Simic, and Sultai food-based builds are. They're just taking all the gold in official tournaments and are extremely popular in the ranked ladder as well. And even casual play too, because we always got people like that who play mono red and Akko decks in casual. So what are we gonna do? Well, we're going to not let our memes be dreams, and we're gonna take it up as a challenge. We're gonna be creating an Akko free zone on this channel, but I need your help for this, as I got a lot of neat ideas, but I also received a bunch of neat ideas from you guys, and I did so through my email that's dedicated towards decklist submissions. Again, if you want to send me decks, don't send them to my actual email. Like, do so to sendmedeckpick@gmail.com, and I will look at all the deck picks regardless of size, and I will pick the coolest ones, and I can potentially showcase them on this channel. Even certain ideas that I get sent to me, I can modify, like these two, which are upcoming videos that I'm pretty proud of, actually, are originally ideas sent to me by viewers, and you can be a part of this as well by sending me your cool ideas there. So today we're going to start off with a bit of a more, I guess, more of a standard deck. This deck was originally designed by Ray Duke, and it is called King Jelly Bean. So the reason I'm going to start things off is because today I'm going to showcase some best of 3 gameplay versus Sultai food with what is originally intended to be a counter to the food archetype, which is Selesnya Adventures. Why is Selesnya Adventures deemed a counter to food decks, specifically Simic? Because Simic decks, and that includes obviously Akko and Nisa decks, don't tend to have access to solid board wipes, if any board wipes at all. If you're looking at Sultai though, they can run stuff like Ritual of Soot, or more likely stuff like Massacre Girl to be able to board wipe you, right? But if they don't run black, if we're just facing Simic, this is a very powerful deck because of the fact that we can create a very proactive strategy that goes very wide. It spreads out all of your stats across a very numerous or swarmy board, which is not really vulnerable to single target removal, which is what Simic and Sultai decks tend to be mostly comprised of when it comes to their reactive resources. And by doing this, we just completely overwhelm them. We generate a bunch of 1/1s, we go for venerated Loxodons to start pumping up our board, and we can potentially finish off the opponent by generating a massive army with March of the Multitudes, or even the likes of Flower, or Flourish in this case, to pump up and go for the kill, alongside stuff like Unbreakable Formation. I'm not the most experienced Selesnya player. I've never been that big on Selesnya tokens as an archetype in general. It's just not what I tend to play the most in Magic the Gathering, because those of you who know me know that I'm a Dimir player at heart. I love black, I love blue, I love Grixis, and I love Thought Erasure. I am a degenerate, I admit it. But I do like to get out of my comfort zone, and dwelling into an archetype such as Swarm tokens is definitely an area in which I have a lot to improve upon, and it's exciting in that sense. I definitely have been getting better with this sort of deck, though to a certain degree, this Selesnya Adventure version of the deck is pretty straightforward in that sense. But you gotta acknowledge the matchup you're up against, and know when it's okay to go all in with all of your proactive potential, as, like I said, food decks don't really have the best answers to stop you, so you can actually just, take off the brakes and just go full force, and it can be extremely satisfying to do so. So this is the main deck, as you can see right here. The sideboard is comprised of triple Veil of Summer, 4 Devout Decrees, 2 Gideon Black Blades, 1 extra Unbreakable Formation, 2 Knight of Autumns, and 3 copies of Questing Beast. A lot of these cards are meant for control matchups. especially, stuff like Veil of Summer, Gideon Blackblade. Night of Autumn is really good against decks that revolve around artifacts and enchantment potentially, while also giving us life gain against other aggressive decks. And the Valid Decree is pretty straightforward. If you face a deck that's running black or red cards, then this card is pretty damn good. It's the Noxious Grasp for white, so pretty fantastic in the sideboard for that. And that is the deck list right there. In case you've never seen Celestia tokens in action, it's a pretty straightforward archetype, but it can be not as simple to pilot. In a way, basically you generate a board filled with cheap creatures. We have Edgewall Innkeeper here, aka Creepy Pete, as I like to call him, because he looks very suspicious. Creepy Pete here will draw you a card every time you cast a creature spell that has an adventure attached to it. So Flaxen Intruder, Giant Killer, Fairy Guide Mother, and of course the likes of Lovestruck Beast will all draw you a card upon entry if Edgewall Innkeeper is on the board, potentially even more if you have more copies of him, which can enable us to not run out of steam early, which is one of the main weaknesses of an archetype like Swarm Selesnya. But yeah, and it can be really strong. Once we generate a board, the bigger the board we get, the stronger our March of the Multitudes will be. And once we have a sizable swarm, we can start going for the buffs, with Unbreakable Formation, Flourish, and Trostani Discordant, and just completely overwhelm our opponents. And that's pretty much how it plays out. We have some good interaction with Conclave Tribunal as well, which is a personal addition of mine. I think we do need to be able to react to certain things, especially against control decks and, Planeswalkers in general. It's just a very flexible removal that works really well in this build. So I'm going to showcase, like I said, a very interesting matchup that we had against Sultai Food, in which this deck really shines, but we also face adversity because our opponent's playing Sultai, not Simic, meaning he has the likes of Massacre Girl, and that means we have to change up our line of play a little bit and adapt to it, which I think is pretty well shown in this series. So hopefully you guys enjoy. Have a solid day. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the games. I'll see you tomorrow. How good is this hand? Once upon a time, turn 1 to find a green source of mana. I played the Flaxen Intruder. And what do I do from then onwards? I don't do anything. This hand just doesn't, like do anything. What about Unbreakable Formation? This is risky. I think I may have to drop the Unbreakable Formation because I could just not draw into lands. So I'm sending 2 lands to the bottom in a 21 land deck. Turn to Akko. Turn to Akko.
Who's more foolish? The fool or the fool who rules them?
Alright, let's test the counter.
Oh dear.
It's a bit of a weird play.
I see you don't share my vision.
I'm gonna do that to get rid of him. Alright, it's the Goose Army. There she is.
Seek shelter in my stewardship. Harness the elements.
Alright, let's go wide. Go wide or go home. And before top deck Massacre Girl. Alright, so now we have a very simple mission, and that is to make sure
The land fights for us.
Nissa does not live. We gotta take her down. Which means we are attacking. Alright, we could just go face, honestly. Why not just go face? Oh, because you can ultimates very soon, though. What if we go face here? He has a lot of blockers, though. What if she does? Okay, we go face with this. We go face. This gets chump blocked. This gets chump blocked. This gets chump blocked. This gets blocked. Let's go face with all these. Then again, at the same time, this man has like double food to sacrifice. Down goes a bird. Down goes another bird. Jesus. Attaboy. Attaboy! I don't think we changed much, to be honest. At all. Questing Beast seems tempting, but it's not really as good as you would think. This is like supposed to be our good matchup. So if it ain't broken, don't fix it. And ramp into Nissa as well. I'm gonna keep this hand. It's a little bit heavy on lands, but at the same time, we are a 21 land deck, and we have Once Upon a Time in our opening hand. I'm gonna take a lock set on. I'm gonna go with a little intruder here.
I'm certain you're quite charmed to meet me. Surely you must be famished.
I'm gonna try to build up multitudes into multitudes.
I invite you to change your ways.
It's fine.
magnificent world. Rise, my elemental friend.
Welcome to the feast.
I'm building up for as big as an army as I can generate. And then if I draw into something like Flower Flourish or Unbreakable Formation, then I just like obliterate him.
Behold, nature's true power.
If he has a Massacre Girl here, though, that seems to be a Massacre Girl. That's why he tapped for 2 black lands. Yeah.
Your new look is enchanting.
Well, that pretty much ruins us. But I mean, we know we're vulnerable. We're vulnerable to that. That's one of the perks of playing black. Like, you can actually counter this with something like Massacre Girl.
Power surges through these lands. Rise, my elemental friend.
Unfortunately, that's just not gonna cut it for us. That Massacre Girl was too powerful for us to handle. Like it just like it's a board wipe, right? We have to like we just lose to board wipes. It's as simple as that. So we have to do our best to not have that happen. We definitely do keep it like this, though. Another Unbreakable Formation could be nice to just capitalize on my opponent. But to be fair, like, eventually we draw into stuff like that. We just have to hope our opponent doesn't have a Massacre Girl. Like, they run... He may have, like, a third one in his sideboard. Like, that's the thing. Like, this deck is not even good against Sultai Akko is the problem. Because they have everything, man. They have an answer for everything. I'm going to keep this because, you know, 1 drops into Loxodon. I basically want to bait out his removal with this. Now we're playing a little game. It's called Not Get Board Wiped by Massacre Girl. It's a fun game, unless we have a 1-1. then it's not a fun game. Then it's us crying every single time. So we are going to disable our Lovestruck Beast from being able to attack, but we are going to make it like, because that's his only way of board wiping us. That's literally his only way of getting rid of our board. So either he wastes a turn setting up something like a Paradise Druid. Paradise Druid is like the biggest issue here.
Every tale about me is absolute nonsense.
The fact that this guy goes +1 and creates a blocker. +1 and creates a blocker, and he's 3 mana. Like, oh my god, man. What were they smoking when they designed you? Holy shit, dude. Okay, the important question here is, do we have lethal? If he chump blocks our 4/4, we have a total of 6 damage. We do not have lethal, ladies and gentlemen, but we have other means of getting our way.
Fine, remain blind.
This enables us to just quite simply pass through his defenses and not have unfavorable trades going on for us. Like, getting all of our units to at least 3 attack is super crucial for that. And getting rid of Akko really puts him in a precarious position. Unfortunately, we can't attack with Lovestruck Beast, but we can always just top deck into a 1-drop that enables us to do that if we need to. But like I said, the most important thing here is to not get wiped by Massacre, which is literally impossible right now. Like, it cannot happen because he doesn't have the mana. He needs 5 exact mana to do it.
The fool, or the fool who rules them.
Yeah, have your food, token.
One bite, and all your cares are gone.
Did I miss lethal? Block into this, block into that, 4, 7, 10. I mean, I have lethal right now. I did miss lethal. I did miss lethal. I could have played this. I could have tapped for the 1/1. But then again, he could have a Noxious Grasp. Like, he could have a lot of things. So it's not worth it. Because if he has a Noxious Grasp, which is very likely, and he's able to stop me here, then he just he capitalizes on my 1/1 and he kills me. So no, that was definitely not the play to go for. And he did have a Noxious Grasp. And we are going to. I could have played this untapped. But then again, I don't want to leave myself open to a board wipe. Am I in a hurry? Why should I be in a hurry? This man, like, he has a fucking army in his face and he has 4 mana. You're dead. Get out of here. Out of here. That felt nice.